Good morning, everyone. How are you all? So it's a new day today. We are back here with the topic of company law. So I hope you have been revising your chapter 12 and 13 very nicely. Okay? उसको अच्छे से पढ़ ले सब लोग, बहुत अच्छे से questions को कर ले, doubts हो तो उसको पूछते रहे. Today we are going to begin with chapter 14. एग्ज़ाम के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा रेलेवेंस नहीं रखता है, कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, बट येस ऑफ कोर्स चैप्टर है तो आपको पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा. यू हैव टू नो फ्यू थिंग्स अबाउट इट. बहुत ज़्यादा इसमें नहीं पढ़ना है हम लोगों को डिटेल में, बट ऑफ कोर्स हाँ थोड़ी थोड़ी बातें पढ़नी है. 2 to 5 मार्क्स क्वेश्चंस, 2 to 3 मार्क्स क्वेश्चंस इस चैप्टर से 2 नंबर 3 नंबर मैक्सिमम 5 नंबर तक कभी कभी पूछ लिया जाता है. सो एज द नेम यू रीड ओवर हियर, ग्लोबल डेवलपमेंट्स, व्हाट डज दैट मीन? अगर अपने लोग बात करते हैं कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 की, तो ये तो अपना इंडिया का कंपनीज एक्ट है. इसी तरह से अदर कंट्रीज ऑल्सो हैव देयर ओन कंपनीज एक्ट. यूके हैज़ इट्स ओन कंपनीज एक्ट, देन ऑस्ट्रेलिया हैज़, देन कनाडा हैज़. तो किस तरह से वेरियस ग्लोबल डेवलपमेंट्स हुए हैं ओवर द टाइम पीरियड, जिसके चलते अक्रॉस द ग्लोब कंपनीज एक्ट हैज़ टेकन अ पैराडिम शिफ्ट. It has emerged, has evolved and grown up over the time period. Companies Act in each of the country has grown up. Secondly, how the Companies Act of a particular country vis-a-vis, that is as compared to the company law of our country India, how does it stands different? किस तरह से सेम प्रोविजन सेम बात के लिए वहाँ पे प्रोविजंस कुछ और हैं, यहाँ पे प्रोविजंस कुछ और हैं. तो इस चीज़ के ऊपर ये चैप्टर पूरा हाईलाइट करता है और बात करता है. तो पूरा चैप्टर हम लोग ऐसा सच नहीं पढ़ेंगे, बट हाँ जहाँ जहाँ कुछ ज़रूरी चीज़ें जो अपने एग्जाम में आ सकती हैं उसके ऊपर हम लोग फोकस करेंगे. ओके, but as always first we'll go through the learning objectives. Very important always to go through the learning objectives, as it gives you a very good insight into what is going to come up and what the institute expects you to know with the help of this chapter, that you a synopsis of that you get in the learning objectives. Okay, so let's go through the learning objectives, everyone. The governments the world over recognize the importance of companies as an engine for economic growth. कि अगर एक प्रॉपर कंपनी लॉ इन प्लेस नहीं होगा तो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ की जो पेस है वो बहुत ही स्लो हो जाएगी. सो कंपनीज का एस्टैब्लिशमेंट वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर टूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ. इट इज़ वाइडली एक्नॉलेज्ड दैट companies have become the center of or even the driving force behind the emergence and growth of modern global economy. Therefore, to ensure that companies continue to play their role as an engine for economic growth, there is definitely an international drive to review, reconstruct and recognize the law governing the companies. Several countries are also aiming to ensure that corporate activities function within a modern and forward-looking regulatory framework that supports and sustains their economic growth. तो जिस तरह से कंपनीज एक्ट ओवर द टाइम चेंज हो रहा है, उसी तरह से रेगुलेटर को भी चेंज होना पड़ेगा उसकी ग्रोथ को सपोर्ट करने के लिए. तो दिस लेसन जो हम लोग पढ़ने जा रहे हैं कंटेन सेलियंट फीचर्स ऑफ कंपनी लॉ ऑफ वेरियस कंट्रीज. लाइक कौन कौन सी कंट्रीज का? यूके, यूएस, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, कनाडा, हांगकांग एंड सिंगापुर. ठीक है, तो हाउ डज द कंपनीज एक्ट ऑफ दीज कंट्रीज डिफर from the Companies Act of our country, that is India. Okay, so this question can be asked in exam. हम लोग अभी देखेंगे भी एग्जाम में ऐसा कुछ एक क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. मॉडर्नाइजेशन ऑफ कंपनी लॉ फॉर ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस, दैट इज आपका अपने देश का जो भी कंपनी लॉ है उसको कंटेम्प्रेरी रखने के लिए, आज के हिसाब से रखने के लिए, कंपेटिटिव रखने के लिए आपको उसको मॉडर्नाइजेशन करना ज़रूरी है. मॉडर्नाइजेशन का मतलब क्या? जो उसका ख्याल है, जो सोच है, जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है, उसको आपको मॉडर्नाइज करना पड़ेगा. इन्वेस्टर प्रोटेक्शन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बात करनी पड़ेगी. कॉरपोरेट के बजाय जो इन्वेस्टर है उसके ऊपर फोकस को शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा. मार्केट के ऑर्डरली डेवलपमेंट की बात करनी पड़ेगी. किस तरह से इन्वेस्टर का कॉन्फिडेंस यहाँ पे प्रोटेक्टेड रखा जा सकता है, इसकी बात करनी पड़ेगी. ये सब एस्पेक्ट्स हैं किसके? मॉडर्नाइजेशन के. ओके, सो लेट्स गिव अ रीडिंग एवरीवन. यू कैन मार्क दिस टॉपिक एज इम्पॉर्टेंट. Most of the countries in the world today, including UK, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia and Canada, are in the various stages of modernization, modernizing their company law. So they are trying to एक अपने वर्ड बार बार यूज़ करते हैं ना, री इंजीनियरिंग, वैसे आप समझ लो मॉडर्नाइजिंग देयर कंपनी लॉ. मॉडर्नाइजिंग के ऊपर अपने लिख लें, दैट इज मेकिंग इट that is making it contemporary. A fair, modern, and effective framework of company law is crucial to the performance of the economy and the society. To achieve competitiveness, and it is essential that while the law must balance the needs of many interests, for example, shareholders, directors, employees, creditors, and customers, it must also avoid any unnecessary burdens. So देखो competitive रहने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, सबके स्टेक होल्डर्स के सारे स्टेक होल्डर्स के इंटरेस्ट को बैलेंस करके चलना पड़ेगा और अननेसेसरी बर्डन्स को अवॉइड करना पड़ेगा. In the current national and international scenario of complex business operations, there is a need for simplifying the corporate laws so that they are amenable to clear interpretation. Amenable का मतलब क्या हुआ? So that they are capable. Amenable का मतलब है capable. In the current national and international scenario of complex business operations, there is a need for simplifying corporate laws so that they are amenable to clear interpretation and provide a framework that would facilitate faster economic growth. It is also being recognized that the framework for regulation of corporate entities has not only to be in tune with the emerging economic scenario, it must also encourage good corporate governance and enable protection of the interest of investors and other stakeholders. So इसी की बात हम लोग अभी कर रहे थे. A proper company law regime has to ensure the proper protection of interest of the investors and the stakeholders along with a right blend of corporate governance. Corporate governance का मतलब क्या हो गया कि जो top management है that has to be held responsible and accountable for the quality of decisions that they are taking. They just can't get away with कि okay we did this but let's say it happened to be wrong. No, you are dealing in public money. You have to be responsible for everything that goes wrong. बिकॉज अगर आपका अपना बिजनेस होता, यही सिचुएशन होती, तो क्या आपने ये डिसीजन लिए होते? अगर जवाब है नहीं लिए होते तो यहाँ क्यों ले लिए? यहाँ पब्लिक मनी था इसलिए कुछ भी फैसला ले लिया. नाउ यू गॉट टू बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट. दिस इज द आइडिया बिहाइंड कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस. ओके, नाउ ग्रोइंग एम्फेसिस ऑन गुड कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस. Corporate social responsibility, that is a company is a social citizen, it has to be responsible for whatever is going on in the society as a whole, and good corporate citizenship is predominantly influencing the company law reforms the world over. तो ये तीन terms हैं जिसको हर देश का company law imbibe करके चल रहा है. Corporate governance, then CSR, corporate social responsibility, and good corporate citizenship. Modernization of company law has in fact become a part of the drive to facilitate enterprise, enhance the attractiveness of the country as a preferred destination to do the business, and foster business competitiveness. The overall objective is to achieve the overall objective of modernization, very important from here. The overall objective of modernization is to achieve a simple, consolidated, and accessible company law. Modernization of the company law has become a part of the drive to facilitate enterprise, enhance attractiveness of the country as a preferred destination to do business, and foster competitiveness. Simultaneously, worldwide the company law reforms are focusing on transparency. You know that transparency, that is पब्लिक का पैसा लगा हुआ है तो हाइड एंड सीक का गेम क्या खेलना है, जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है सारी उनके पास सच जानी चाहिए, पैसा ही उनका है, सो इट शुड बी कंप्लीटली ट्रांसपेरेंट. Enhanced disclosures and increased accountability on the part of the corporate owners, while at the same time providing a flexible regime for small and medium businesses. Additionally, the reforms aim at cutting back on an overly regulatory intervention, thus providing companies operating flexibility to tune in conformity with the changing environment. That is, over regulatory नहीं बनाना है, सबको self motivate करना है regulations को abide by करने के लिए. The litmus test, that is you can say the true test, lies in the harmonization. Harmonization का मतलब एक धागे में पिरोना, एक सूत्र में पिरोना. कई सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स जब एक साथ एक ही राग एक ही धुन बजाते हैं तो म्यूजिक क्रिएट होता है, सिम्फनी क्रिएट होती है, हारमोनी क्रिएट होती है. बट सारे अलग अलग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स एक साथ अलग अलग राग और धुन बजा रहे हैं तो नॉइज क्रिएट हो जाएगी, शीशे वीशे टूटने लग जाएंगे. याद है ना ये हार्मोनाइजेशन. So the litmus test lies in the harmonization of company law with that of the global standards. So company law का global standards के साथ convergence, harmonization. The process which has been thus started about a decade ago in most of the countries so as to achieve the, ताकि क्या achieve हो जाए, global competitiveness. Okay. Now I'll just share one of the back questions with you, one of the examination questions with you on this topic that has been asked in examinations. Okay, so let's have a look here. You can see a question of somewhere asked in 2011 June, hinting on the topic that we have just been discussing. During a period of about past 1.5 decades, 1.5 decades means almost what? 15 years. A number of countries in the world have engaged themselves in modernizing their respective company laws. Can you identify? क्या क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं? कैन यू आइडेंटिफाई द मोटिवेटिंग फैक्टर्स अंडरलाइंग दिस एफर्ट? सो मेंशन इंडियन सीन इन पर्टिकुलर. तो मतलब आपको इसमें आंसर क्या देना है कि गवर्नमेंट्स को क्या मोटिवेशन है, क्या उनका ऑब्जेक्टिव है, क्या दिमाग में चल रहा है अपना कंपनी लॉ का मॉडर्नाइजेशन करने के पीछे. तो डेफिनेटली अपने क्या क्या लिख सकते हैं? ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस अचीव करना, ट्रांसपेरेंसी अचीव करना, बेटर इन्वेस्टर प्रोटेक्शन, better managing the stakes of all the stakeholders, etc. A various number of countries such as India, Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, UK have initiated comprehensive efforts to modernize their respective company law. The need to do so becomes more, क्यों कर रहे हैं ऐसा? To become more competitive, simple to understand, interpret, to facilitate greater compliance, economic to operate, attract as a worthwhile investment destination to accelerate growth, corporate social responsibility, better regulation and greater transparency in corporate governance. In India, the process has started to evolve the modern, transparent, investor-friendly, well-governed Company Law Bill 2009, modernization of corporate regulation governing setup based on running of enterprises, governance and accountability to the investor and other stakeholders. By putting in place a best legal framework would enable the Indian corporate sector to operate in an environment of best international practice and in global competitive market. तो अब देखो आंसर लिखने का तरीका क्या होता है. क्या ये याद कर सकते हो? अरे मैंने पढ़ लिया है अभी, अब आप बोलो मैम आप ये पूरा लिख के दिखा दो. 4 बार पढ़ लेंगे तो भी नहीं लिख पाएंगे. इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल, इट इज़ इम्पॉसिबल. हाउ कैन यू लर्न समथिंग? बट येस आई हैव अंडरस्टूड इट. मैंने माइंड में इसको बिठा लिया है, सेट कर लिया है, समझ लिया है कि अच्छा मॉडर्नाइजेशन का मतलब क्या है. क्या है? हर देश अच्छा चाह रहा है कि उसका कंपनी लॉ जो है वो ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड्स के इन ट्यून हो, ताकि हर देश के बीच एक सीमलेस वर्किंग हो जाए. सो दैट इज द आइडिया बिहाइंड मॉडर्नाइजेशन. देन देयर आर फ्यू ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. इन्वेस्टर प्रोटेक्शन मिले, ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस अचीव हो, ट्रांसपेरेंसी अचीव हो, गुड कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस अचीव हो, ग्रेटर सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अचीव हो जाए एंड सो ऑन. तो बेटा लॉ में आपको किन चीज़ों पे फोकस करना है? माइंडेड पैराग्राफ लर्निंग वर्निंग कुछ नहीं होनी है यहाँ पे. यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन द की वर्ड्स ऑफ द आंसर्स. कुछ की वर्ड्स आपको दिमाग में रख के चलने हैं. टॉपिक की समझ आपको क्रिएट करनी है और उसके बाद चंद की वर्ड्स आपको अपने किटी में लेके चलने. टॉपिक की समझ है और की वर्ड्स हाथ में, दोनों को मिला दो, यू हैव योर आंसर रेडी. Are we clear, everyone? So this is how the first topic that we have studied can be asked from you in the examinations. Okay, all right, now let's go back to the module, everyone. Okay, so we are back to the module. अब आप देखो अलग अलग कंट्रीज़ में किस तरह से डिफरेंस जा रहा है इंडिया के कंपनी लॉ से, उसका हम लोग डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं. डिस्टिंग्विशिंग फीचर्स ऑफ कंपनी लॉ इन वेरियस कंट्रीज. तो सबसे पहले किसका डिस्कशन हो रहा है? यूके. कंपनी लॉ इन यूके हैज़ अंडरगॉन major reforms under the company law review, the objective of which was to modernize the legal framework within which companies operate. In 1998, the government commissioned an independent company law review group comprising experts, practitioners and commissioned people to take long-term fundamental look at the core company law and how it could be brought up to date. The Company Law Review conducted a thorough review and assessment and provided a blueprint in the form of a report in 2001. As a response to the final report of the Company Law Review, the government brought out a white paper. Company Law Review के basis पे government brought out a white paper on Company Law 2002, introducing which the then competition minister Mellon Johnson stated, our current company law is creaking with age. That is बेकार होती जा रही है, उसमें से आवाज़ें आ रही जैसे ना बॉडी क्रीक करने लग जाती है with age. So it's creaking with age and needs to modernize and reform. Although overhaul is needed to make new law clear and accessible. The White Paper 2002 evoked huge response. Considering the suggestions received, the Department of Trade and Industry began again released the UK White Paper on Company Law 2005, which contained draft of the Companies Bill and the invited views. Consequently, the Company Law Reform Bill was introduced in Parliament in May 2006. The UK Companies Act 2006 received its royal assent in November. The Act has effectively replaced the previous companies legislation with the exceptions of provisions relating to company investigations and community interest companies. ठीक है, तो लेट्स सी कि वाइट पेपर के ऊपर अगर कोई एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन हमसे पूछा गया है तो ओके, सो क्वेश्चंस पे विल कम आफ्टर सम टाइम. नाउ सेलिएंट फीचर्स ऑफ कंपनी लॉ इन यूनाइटेड किंगडम, कुछ 3-4-5 पॉइंट्स दिमाग में रखें. क्या क्या सेलिएंट फीचर्स हैं कंपनी लॉ के यूके में? मोड ऑफ फॉर्मिंग इनकॉर्पोरेटेड कंपनी, एनी वन और मोर पर्सन एसोसिएटेड फॉर लॉफुल पर्पस में बाय सब्सक्राइबिंग देयर नेम to the memorandum of association and otherwise complying with the requirements of this act may be incorporated into a company with or without liability. A company may not be so formed for any unlawful purpose. So देख रहे हो क्या difference आया? Any one or more person may also incorporate a company. The amount of share capital with which the public company is proposed to be registered must not be less than the authorized minimum, that is pound 50,000. जबकि इंडिया में कोई मिनिमम प्रिस्क्राइब नहीं है. मिनिमम मेंबरशिप, if a company other than a private company limited by shares or guarantee carries on business without having at least 2 members and does so for more than 6 months, a person who for the whole year carries on business after those 6 months or is a member of the company and is known that the company is being carrying on so business shall be responsible for the payment of the contracted debts. For the purpose of the said revision, the reference to a member of a company does not include the company itself, whether if such member by virtue of holding the shares or treasury shares. तो इंडिया में जैसे अपने बात करते हैं कि स्टैट्यूटरी मिनिमम के नीचे आ गए, तो यहाँ पे क्या बात कर रहे हैं? हैविंग एटलीस्ट 2 मेंबर्स. अगर 2 से नीचे आ गया और 6 महीने से ज़्यादा के लिए बिजनेस कैरी ऑन रहा है, तो अब जो लोग जानते हैं, जो अभी भी मेंबर्स हैं कि बिजनेस इस तरह से रिड्यूस्ड मेंबरशिप के साथ कैरी ऑन हो रहा है, वो लोग पर्सनली लायबल हो जाएंगे डेट्स के लिए. तो यहाँ पे स्टैट्यूटरी मिनिमम के बजाय 2 मेंबर्स का रेफरेंस ले लिया गया. Then power of directors to bind the company. If a person in favor of a person dealing with the company in good faith, the power of the board of directors to bind the company or authorize others to do so shall be deemed to be free of any limitation under the company's constitution. For this purpose, a person deals with the company if he is a party to the transaction or other act to which the company is a party. Then आगे आ जाइए treasury shares. Where qualifying shares are purchased by the company out of distributable profits. Qualifying shares का मतलब इंडिया में अब ये qualifying shares का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. कभी हुआ करता था क्योंकि सारा लिया तो यूके के बेसिस पे गया था. तो ये होता था कि जो फाउंडर मेंबर्स हैं, डायरेक्टर्स हैं, उनको सर्टन क्वालिफाइंग शेयर्स लेके रखने पड़ेंगे, विच वॉज अ पार्ट ऑफ देयर बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट टू एक्ट एज अ डायरेक्टर. बट नाउ इट हैज़ बीन डन अवे विद. Where qualifying shares are purchased by a company out of distributable profits, the company may hold shares or any of them or deal with any of them at any time in accordance with section 727 for disposal and cancellation of treasury shares. When the shares are held above in the name of the company must be entered in the register of members. बस यहाँ पे ये मार्क कर लीजिए, nothing else. Where a company has shares of only one class, the aggregate nominal value of the shares held as treasury shares must not at any time exceed 10% of the nominal value of the total issued share capital of the company. तो इसी को जिसको हम लोग qualifying shares कहते थे, उसको यहाँ पे क्या नाम दिया जा रहा है? treasury shares. Then directors, every public company shall have at least 2 directors, जबकि इंडिया में public company at least 3 directors पे है. Every private company is required to have at least 1 director, जबकि इंडिया में private companies got to have at least 2 directors. So you can see at various places the UK law is different from the Indian law. Then minimum age point for acting as director is a person who has attained the age of 16 years. Again, India में this is not allowed. So appointment of directors of public company to be voted on individually. A motion for the appointment of 2 or more persons as directors of the company by a single resolution at a general meeting of the company cannot be made. It can be done if a resolution in this regard has first been agreed to by the meeting without any specific vote against it. Then validity of acts of directors. The acts of a person acting as a director are valid even if it is afterwards discovered that there was a defect in his appointment. मतलब द एक्ट ऑफ अ पर्सन एक्टिंग एज अ डायरेक्टर उसको क्या माना जाएगा? वैलिड माना जाएगा, इवन दो बाद में पाया गया हो दैट उसका अपॉइंटमेंट जो था डिफेक्टिव था, दैट ही वाज डिस्क्वालिफाइड फ्रॉम होल्डिंग ऑफिस, that he ceased to hold office, that he was not entitled to vote on the matter in question. This applies even if the resolution for his appointment is void. मतलब अगर उसको अपॉइंट करने का रेजोल्यूशन गलत था या अपॉइंटमेंट गलत था तो ठीक है, उसको हटाया जा सकता है, लेकिन तब तक जो काम उसने करे हैं, जो रोल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उसने डिस्चार्ज करी, उनको गलत नहीं माना जाएगा. इफ द रजिस्ट्रेशन टर्न्स आउट टू बी void, the work effected by him, done by him, will not turn out to be void. Then register of directors, every company must keep, ये सारा हम लोग यूके का पढ़ रहे हैं, ये इंडिया का कुछ भी नहीं है, इसमें ध्यान रहे. Every company must keep a register of its directors. The register must contain the following particulars of each person who is a director of the company. In case of an individual, the name and any former name or service address, the country or state in which he is unusually resident, which he is usually resident. In case of a body corporate or a firm that is a legal person under the law by which it is governed, corporate or firm name, registered or principal office का address. In the case of an EEA, company to which first the company law applies, the register in which the company file mentioned kept its documentation. In any other particulars, the legal form of the company, whatever it may be. The register must be kept available for inspection at the company's registered office or at place specified in the regulations. The company must give notice to the registrar of the place where the register is kept and available for inspection, and of any change in that place unless it has at all times been kept at the company's registered office. The register must be open to the inspection of any member of the company without charge and of any other person on payment of such prescribed fee. मतलब कंपनी का मेंबर ही अगर इंस्पेक्ट करना चाह रहे हैं रजिस्टर तो उससे हम कोई चार्ज नहीं ले सकते, लेकिन कोई और अगर इंस्पेक्ट करना चाहते हैं तो डेफिनेटली चार्जेस लिए जा सकते हैं. Then resolution to remove a director, company may by ordinary resolution, जबकि इंडिया में it is not ordinary resolution, it has to be a special resolution. In fact, a resolution requiring special notice होना चाहिए. If you can recall that, chapter 19 में discuss किया था हम लोगों ने. A company may by ordinary resolution at a meeting remove a director before the expiry of his period of office, notwithstanding anything in any agreement between it and him. Special notice is required of a resolution to remove a director or to appoint somebody instead of a director. A vacancy created by removal of a director under this section, if not filled at the meeting at which he is removed, may be filled as a casual vacancy. Now, duty of the director. A director of the company must act in accordance with company's constitution and exercise powers which they are conferred with. General duties: to promote the success of the company, to exercise independent judgment, to exercise reasonable skill, care and diligence, avoid conflict of interest, do not accept benefits from third parties because that may lead to bribery or something. Duty to declare interest in proposed transactions or arrangement. Duty to declare interest in existing transactions, that is अगर कोई भी transaction ऐसे होना जा रहा है जिसमें कि डायरेक्टर का इंटरेस्ट वेस्टेड है तो उसको उस चीज़ का डिस्क्लोजर कर देना चाहिए, उसके बाद उस काम को गलत नहीं माना जाएगा. डिस्क्लोजर नहीं करा गया, हाइड एंड सीक से वो काम करा गया, तब डेफिनेटली वो गलत है. Then duty of director, duty to prepare director's remuneration report. Now this is again important for exam, everyone. The directors of a quoted company. Quoted company का मतलब क्या हुआ? कंपनी जो कि मार्केट में लिस्टेड है ट्रेडिंग के लिए और जिसका कोटेशन शेयर्स का एट ऑल रियल टाइम अवेलेबल है. The directors of a quoted company shall for each financial year prepare a director's remuneration report which shall contain the information specified in the schedule to act and comply with any requirements of that schedule as to how the information is to be set out in the report. The director's remuneration report shall be approved. Director's remuneration report shall be approved by the board of directors and signed on behalf of the board by a director or the secretary of the company. Every copy of the said report which is laid before the company in the general meeting or which is otherwise circulated, published or issued shall state the name of the person who signed it on behalf of the board. The copy of the director's remuneration report which is delivered to the registrar shall be signed on behalf of the board of directors by the secretary of the company. This is important. Then the next one is also important for exam, उसको भी mark कर लीजिए. Members approval of directors remuneration report. तो board ने तो approve कर दिया, अब किसका approval चाहिए? Members का. The company must prior to the meeting give to the members of the company notice of the resolution to be moved at the meeting. Then as an ordinary resolution for approving the director's remuneration report, for the financial year, notice shall be given to each such member in the manner permitted by the service for him. The business that may be dealt with the meeting shall include the resolution. The existing directors must ensure that the resolution is put to vote at the meeting. No entitlements of a person to remuneration is made conditional on the resolution being passed by reason only of the provision made. मतलब जब तक अप्रूव नहीं होगा मीटिंग में तब तक वो प्रोविजन का कोई फायदा नहीं. If the solution is not put to vote at the meeting, each existing director is guilty of an offence and liable to a fine. Okay. Okay, so here let's see a question from 2009 December on the topic that we have just been studying. Discuss directors remuneration report. देखो यही टॉपिक अभी हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे. Directors remuneration report in the light of Companies Act 2006 of कौन से कंट्री का? यूनाइटेड किंगडम का. सो ड्यूटी टू प्रिपेयर अभी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा कि डायरेक्टर्स रिपोर्ट प्रिपेयर होगी अंडर कंपनीज एक्ट 2006 ऑफ यूके. द डायरेक्टर्स ऑफ अ कोटेड कंपनी, यहीं से बात शुरू हुई थी, शैल फॉर ईच फाइनेंशियल ईयर prepare a director's remuneration report which shall contain information specified and to comply with the requirements of the schedule as how the information is to be set out in the report. The director's remuneration report जब prepare हो जाएगी, directors prepare कर लेंगे, it has to be approved by the board of directors and उसके बाद signed on behalf of the board of directors by a director or the secretary of the company. अब इतना हो गया, अब उसके बाद उसको मीटिंग में अप्रूवल चाहिए. Every copy of the said report shall be laid before the company in the general meeting or which otherwise circulated, publicized, published or issued shall state the name of the person who signed it on behalf of the board. The copy of the director's remuneration report which is delivered to the registrar for registration shall be signed on behalf of the board by a director and the secretary of the company. Right everyone? देखो यही टॉपिक हम लोगों ने भी मॉड्यूल से कंप्लीट करा था एंड आई हैव शोन यू द एग्जामिनेशन क्वेश्चन ऑफ 2009 दिसंबर जो इसी पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक के ऊपर आया है. एवरीबडी क्लियर? बट अगेन एज यू नो आई ऑलवेज सजेस्ट यू, अगेन आई विल शेयर दैट सजेशन विद यू कि एग्जाम में जब आप आंसर पुटअप करें तो कंटेंट ठीक है आपने यहाँ से ले लिया, बट आप एग्जाम में आंसर कैसे पुटअप करें? पॉइंट वाइज. ऑलवेज मेक इट अ habit कि you write the answer point wise and never ever indulge in a paragraph writing because point wise लिखने से लिखने वाले के लिए भी बहुत आसान रहता है और पढ़ने वाले के लिए तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा आसान हो जाती है चीज़ें. उसको अपने जो मतलब की बात है वो उसको ब्रेक डाउन पॉइंट्स में नज़र आ जाती है जिससे कि उसका पेपर चेकिंग जल्दी हो जाती है, फ्लो ऑफ मार्क्स बेटर हो जाता है. ठीक है? ओके, सो वी आर बैक टू मॉड्यूल एवरीवन. Page 484 of your module. Secretary. A private company is not required to have a secretary. A public company, ये हम लोग कहाँ का लॉ पढ़ रहे हैं, बार बार ध्यान रहे, इंडिया का नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं, यूके का लॉ है ये. A public company must have a secretary. जैसे इंडिया में टर्नओवर पे आ जाता है 5 करोड़ का मिनिमम पेड अप कैपिटल होता है तब उस पे आ जाता है. It is the duty of the director of a public company to take all reasonable steps to secure that secretary for each of the company is a person who appears to have the requisite knowledge and experience to discharge the functions of the secretary and has one or more of the following qualifications. So the qualifications are what? The office, that he has held the office of secretary of a public company for at least 3 of the 5 years immediately preceding his appointment as secretary. That he is a member of the body specified as below: chartered accountants in England and Wales, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स ऑफ स्कॉटलैंड, चार्टर्ड सर्टिफाइड अकाउंटेंट्स. मतलब इसमें क्या, वहाँ उस देश के चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट जो वेरियस कंट्रीज़ हैं, वेरियस रीजन है, अलग अलग सीए के रेगुलेशंस हैं, उनमें से किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूट का उसके पास मेंबरशिप हो. दैट ही इज़ अ बैरिस्टर, एडवोकेट और सॉलिसिटर. दैट ही इज़ अ पर्सन ऑफ वर्च्यू होल्डिंग और हैविंग such position or being a member of body appears to the directors capable of discharging the functions of the secretary of the company. Then duty to keep register of secretaries. A company must keep a register of secretaries. The register must contain the particulars of the person जिनको अपॉइंट करा गया सेक्रेटरी के तौर पे. रजिस्टर कहाँ पे रखा जाएगा? एट द रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस ऑफ द कंपनी. तो अगर आप ध्यान दो बेटा, तो हमारा जो इंडिया का कंपनी लॉ है, जो 1956 का कानून था, वो कहाँ से पिक करा गया था? यूके से ही. तो आप देखो वही ग्लिम्स आपको यहाँ पे देखने को मिलेगा. The company must give notice to the registrar of the place at which the register is kept and available for inspection or of any change in that place unless it has at all times be kept at the. मतलब अगर registered office से हटा के कहीं और करा गया है तो फिर registrar के पास अपडेशन होना चाहिए. The register must be open to inspection of any member of the company without charge and of any other person on payment of such fees as may be prescribed. member अगर inspection करना चाहता है register का तो उससे कोई charge लिया जाना नहीं चाहिए. Then duty to notify registrar of changes. अगर कोई change हुआ है company secretary की position में, a company must within a period of 14 days from a person becoming or ceasing to be its secretary or the occurrence of any change in the particulars of the register contained the details of secretaries, give a notice to the registrar of the change. मतलब appoint हुआ या remove हुआ या और कोई major change हुआ है company secretaries को लेके तो उसका updation immediate level पे किसके पास जाना चाहिए? registrar. Notice of a person having become secretary or one of the joint secretaries, the company must be accompanied by consent by that person to act in the relevant capacity. जिसको आप secretary appoint कर रहे हैं उसका consent letter भी registrar के पास जाना चाहिए. If a default is made in complying with this section, an offence is committed by every officer of the company. तो अब ये lifting of the corporate wheel की कहानी भी कहाँ UK से ही ली गई है. For this purpose, a shadow director is treated as an officer of the company. Then a person who is found guilty shall be liable of punishment and offence. Then duty to keep accounting records. Every company must keep accounting records. Accounting records means records that are sufficient to show and explain company's transactions, disclose with reasonable accuracy at any time the financial position of the company, and to enable the directors to ensure that any accounts required to be prepared comply with the requirements of this act. Accounting record must in particular contain the day-to-day entries of all sums of money received and expended by the company and matters in respect of which the receipt and expenditure takes place, the assets and liabilities of the company. If the company's business involves dealing in goods, the accounting records must contain the statements of stock held by the company and the statement of stock takings mentioned in other paragraphs. Where and how the records and for how long the records have to be kept. तो UK का law क्या कहता है? They must be kept at the registered office of the company and must be open to inspection by the officers. If they are kept at a place outside UK, accounts and return with respect to business dealt with in accounting records so kept at a place in UK must at all times be open for inspection. The accounts and returns to be sent to the UK must be such as to disclose with reasonable accuracy the business in question at intervals of not more than 6 months. So 6 महीने में data receive होता रहे and enable the directors to ensure that the accounts required to be prepared under this part comply with the requirements of the Act. Accounting records that a company is required by section 386 to keep must be preserved by it. कितने साल के लिए preserve करने? In case of a private company for 3 years जब से बनाए गए. In case of a public company for 6 years जब से बनाए गए. But इंडिया में अपने ये नहीं follow करते हैं. इंडिया में हम लोग permanently preservation follow करते हैं. Then a company's financial year will be the first day of its accounting reference period and end with the last day. Subsequent financial years will begin with the day immediately following the end of the previous financial year and end with the day with the last day of its next reference period. तो मतलब यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहे हैं? कंपनी जैसा चाहे अपने फाइनेंशियल ईयर सेट कर सकती है. ओके. देन जो अकाउंट्स कंपनी कीप कर रही है, प्रिपेयर कर रही है, दे शुड बी केप्ट एंड प्रिपेयर्ड इन सच अ मैनर सो एज टू गिव अ ट्रू एंड फेयर व्यू. The directors of a company must not approve the accounts for the purpose of this chapter unless they are satisfied that they gave a true and fair view of the assets and liabilities and financial position and profit or loss. In case the company's individual accounts of the company and in case of company's group accounts, the undertaking included in the consolidation as a whole so far as concerns of the member company are concerned. The auditor of a company in carrying out his functions under this act in relation to the company's annual accounts must have regard to the director's duty under subsection 1. Okay, इसके बाद आ जाइए approval and signing of accounts. Now this is again very important question for exam. Approval and signing of accounts. UK का law पढ़ रहे हैं हम लोग, ध्यान रहे इंडिया का नहीं, उसके साथ मिक्स नहीं करना है इसको. A company's annual accounts must be, सबसे पहले उनको prepare करके approve कौन करेगा? BOD. And signed on behalf of the BOD. The signature must be on the company's balance sheet. If the accounts are prepared in accordance with the provisions applicable to companies subject to small companies regime, the balance sheet must contain a statement that to the effect that if a prominent position about the to that effect in a prominent position above the signature. Every copy of the balance sheet which is laid before the company in the general meeting or which otherwise circulated shall state the name of the person who signed the balance sheet on behalf of the board, The copy of the company's balance sheet which is delivered to the registrar shall be signed on behalf of the board of directors by a director of the company. तो कौन सा director sign करेगा? Such a director who has been so authorized. If annual accounts are prepared that do not comply with the requirements of this act, every director of the company who knew that they did not comply or was reckless to see whether they are being complied or not and failed to take reasonable steps to secure compliance with those requirements or as the case may be to prevent the accounts from being approved commits an offense. मतलब जो डायरेक्टर ये जान रहा है कि यहाँ पे कुछ गलत इंक्लूडेड है, जो रेकलेस है, केयरलेस है और जानते समझते हुए भी कि कंप्लायंसेस प्रॉपर नहीं साइन कर देता है तो उसके ऊपर लीगल एक्शन हो जाएगा. A person guilty of an offense under this section, conviction, fine, and there can be a conviction of a minimum to maximum period. Then approval and signing of the director's report. The director's report must be first of all approved by the board of directors and signed on behalf of the board by the director or the secretary of the company. If in preparing the report advantage is taken of small companies exemption, it must contain a statement to the effect that in a prominent position above the signature. मतलब small companies को certain exemptions मिलते हैं, तो आपने अपने इस साल के financial statement को prepare करते समय अगर small companies का वो exemption claim करा है तो फिर उसकी detail भी signatures के ऊपर prominently mentioned होनी चाहिए. If a director's report is approved that does not comply with the requirements of this act, every director of the company who knew that it did not comply or was reckless whether it complied or not and failed to take reasonable steps to secure the compliance would be guilty of an offence under this section and liable to fine as well as conviction. जितने भी सारे reports और accounts तैयार हो रहे हैं वो किसके पास फाइल हो जाएंगे? With the registrar. Period allowed for laying and delivering the accounts and reports. This section specifies the period allowed for directors of a company to comply with their obligations under section 441 to deliver accounts and reports for a financial year to the registrar. This is referred to in the Companies Act at the period of filing those accounts and reports. The period allowed for laying and delivering accounts and reports is for a private company 9 months after the end of the relevant accounting reference period, and for a public company it is 6 months. वही इंडिया में भी लिया गया है कि 6 महीने विद इन एंड ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल ईयर 6 मंथ्स के अंदर पूरा जनरल मीटिंग होके कंडक्ट हो जानी चाहिए, लेकिन फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स तो उसके पहले ही फाइल हो जाएंगे. If the relevant accounting reference period is the company's first and is a period of more than 12 months, the period allowed is 9 months or 6 months as the case may be from the first anniversary of the incorporation of the company or 3 months after the end of the accounting reference period whichever last expires. तो अगर पहला साल है तो जो रेफरेंस पीरियड है वो 12 महीने से कम या 12 महीने से ज़्यादा कुछ भी हो सकता है. Then requirement for audited accounts. Okay, now the next topic that is again important for exam, requirement for audited accounts. Important mark कर लीजिए, जिनमें बेटा मैं important लिखवा रही हूँ आपको कोशिश करके उन टॉपिक्स को ज़रूर से रिवाइज कर लेना है एग्जाम के लिए, बिकॉज उन्हीं में से किसी न किसी में से क्वेश्चन पुट अप हो जाता है. A company's annual accounts for a financial year must be audited in accordance with this part unless the company is exempt from audit under section 477 or exempt from the requirements of this part, that is it is kind of an NPO. तो आप इसको क्या याद रख सकते हो कि हर कंपनी को ऑडिट करवाना पड़ेगा unless and until it is exempt. A company is not entitled to any such exemption unless its balance sheet contains a statement by the director to that effect. A company is not entitled to exemption under any provisions mentioned in subsection 1A unless its balance sheet contains a statement by the directors to that effect that the members have not required the company to obtain an audit of its accounts. The directors acknowledge their responsibility for complying with the requirements of this act with respect to accounting records and the preparation of accounts. तो अगर ऐसा है कि members खुद acknowledge कर रहे हैं तो ठीक है, फिर audit की ज़रूरत नहीं. But such a fact must appear on the balance sheet above the signatures. Then right of the members to require the audit, yes, that is also there. The members of a company that would otherwise be entitled to exemption from audit under any of the provisions mentioned in section 475, तो members क्या कह सकते हैं? Members may by notice under this section require it to obtain an audit of its accounts for a financial year. तो members को ही देखो right दिया गया, members ही चाहे तो audit से exempt भी करवा सकते हैं और members ही चाहे तो audit करने के लिए force भी कर सकते हैं. The notice must be given by so many members who together are holding not less than 10% in nominal value of the company's issued share capital, or if the company does not have share capital, then those many members who together are holding not less than 10% of the representing 10% of the members of the company. The notice may not be given before the financial year to which it relates and must be given not later than 1 month. Notice must not be given before the financial year to which it relates, must not be given later than 1 month before the end of that year. So what will the duties of auditor? A company's auditor in preparing his report must carry out such investigations as will enable him to form an opinion as to whether adequate accounting records have been kept by the company, मतलब जितना भी सारा PL बैलेंस शीट सारा फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट बना है उसकी प्रॉपर बैकिंग है कि नहीं, बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स प्रॉपर तैयार करी गई हैं कि नहीं, whether adequate accounting records have been kept by the company and returns adequate for their audit have been received from branches, whether company's individual accounts are in agreement with the accounting standards and returns. In case of a quoted company, whether the auditable part of the company's director's remuneration report is in agreement with the accounting records and return. Director's remuneration report वही जो भी हम लोगों ने पहले पढ़ा था. If the auditor is of the opinion that adequate accounting records have not been kept or the returns adequate for their audit have not been received from the branches, तो वो क्या करेंगे, वो लोग फिर कंपनी के इंडिविजुअल अकाउंट्स या उसको अग्रीमेंट में नहीं पा रहे हैं, तो इन केस ऑफ अ कोटेड कंपनी द ऑडिटेबल पार्ट रेम्यूनरेशन रिपोर्ट इज़ नॉट इन अग्रीमेंट विद द अकाउंटिंग टर्म्स एंड रिटर्न, तो ऑडिटर क्या करेंगे, अपना ये फैक्ट जो है ऑडिटर विल स्टेट दिस फैक्ट. कोई भी चीज़ अगर बाकायदा नहीं पाई जाएगी, इन ट्यून नहीं पाई जाएगी, तो वो लोग क्या कर देंगे, इस फैक्ट को रिपोर्ट में स्टेट कर देंगे. इसी को क्या बोलते हैं, दैट द रिपोर्ट विल बी क्वालिफाइड. इफ द ऑडिटर फेल्स टू ऑब्टेन ऑल द इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड एक्सप्लेनेशन, तो अब यहाँ पे कौन गिल्टी ऑफ ऑफेंस माना जाएगा, ऑडिटर, क्योंकि जो ड्यू डिलिजेंस उससे एक्सपेक्टेड था वो उसने शो नहीं करा. If the auditor fails to obtain all the information and explanation which to the best of his knowledge and belief are necessary for the purpose of this audit, he shall state the fact in his report. The requirements of regulations are not complied with, उसको ये mention कर देना चाहिए. या in case of a quoted company, the requirements of regulation as to the information from auditable part of director's remuneration are not complied with. मतलब इसको आप कैसे याद रखोगे कि जो भी रूल्स के हिसाब से रिपोर्ट्स को तैयार करते समय कंप्लायंसेस होने चाहिए थे, अगर वो प्रॉपर नहीं करे गए तो ऑडिटर की ड्यूटी बनती है कि वो इस चीज़ को रिपोर्ट कर दें. द ऑडिटर मस्ट इंक्लूड इन हिज रिपोर्ट सो फार एज इज रीजनेबली एबल टू डू सो अ स्टेटमेंट गिविंग द रिक्वायर्ड पर्टिकुलर्स. इसी को क्या बोलते हैं, द रिपोर्ट शुड बी क्वालिफाइड. ठीक है, क्या बोलेंगे, द रिपोर्ट शुड बी क्वालिफाइड. If the directors of the company have prepared accounts and reports in accordance with the small companies or have taken advantage of the exemptions that are given to the small companies, then the auditor should also state the fact in this report that yes, actually they are entitled to claim the exemptions and benefits of small companies. मतलब they are actually a small company. इस चीज़ के ऊपर किसको अपना साइन ऑफ देना पड़ेगा, ऑडिटर को. ठीक है, सो आज की क्लास में यहाँ तक रखते हैं. रेजोल्यूशन रिमूविंग ऑडिटर फ्रॉम ऑफिस को नेक्स्ट क्लास पे यहाँ से टेकअप करते हैं. इतना आप लोग रिवाइज कर लें अच्छे से. इसमें जहाँ जहाँ पे भी इंपॉर्टेंट मार्क करवाए हैं एग्जाम के लिए रिवाइज करते समय उन्हीं टॉपिक्स के ऊपर ज़्यादा फोकस करें सब लोग. ठीक है, सो कीप रीडिंग. आई विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. थैंक यू वेरी मच.